Good evening, welcome to Leicester Fan TV for another away day special show. We're joined from Aid from the Albion Raw as we look to a crucial home game against Brighton at the weekend. Obviously Leicester, well, 4 defeats on the trot in the Premier League since the World Cup and not going too well at the moment. Let's get Aid here from the Albion Raw, have a chat about Brighton and their amazing season. Hello, Aid. Or not. Technical issues. Drop your comments in the guide anyway while I wait for Aid to join us. What are your thoughts of Christensen and the possibility of Leicester signing Christian for roughly 17 million? Drop your thoughts in of that, Susan, and round tonight. We're going to lose this. Would it even be a shock? Thing is, Brighton are having an amazing season so far. Let's not deny it. They are 7th, excuse me, 7th in the Premier League. Played 18, won 9, drawn 3, lost 6. Goal difference 10, 30 points. If you look above them, though, they've got Fulham, who have played 2 games in more, who are currently sitting on 31. And Spurs are 3 points away from them, and they've played a game more. So it's very, very tight in the middle of that table. Dave says he's not turning up just like Leicester went at the weekend. I think you've got to laugh now being a Leicester fan, haven't you? I think a lot of us have literally come to a point where you can't actually not say anything. And good evening, Andy. Hope you're doing well, mate. Never heard of him. Let's get Aid. See if he's worked. Let's try again. Aid.
Hey, hello. How you doing?
Good evening, Aid. He's here now. You all right, mate?
Yeah, hopefully. We're having fun and games with the signal, but hopefully it holds out.
Aye. We're just saying, obviously, your season and what an amazing season you boys are having. Obviously, you know, you beat us at 5-2 at your place, and obviously then Graham Potter decided to cash in and go to Chelsea. Yeah. Amazing decision on his part. Obviously, jumped ship thinking he was going to go to the limelights of London and big lights of London and smash it down in the capital, be this, you know, best thing since sliced bread for Chelsea. And obviously, it hasn't turned out like that for Graham Potter since he's left you. But your new manager,
no, I mean, basically, I mean, we
pronounce the name, has turned it round completely, even more.
Yeah, I mean, with Graham, and we're sitting 4th in the table. Things were looking good, and you know, we finally seemed to have like turned a corner. I mean, basically, we had this tag of Brighton the next year Albion for quite a while, and like we're creating lots and lots of chances, but not scoring enough goals. And but we'd started to do that. We just scored 5 against you. Should have been 6. And in fact, actually, the goal that got disallowed is still going to be mostly goal of the season, frankly, because it's never been disallowed. But it was, you know, we were really buoyed by that, and things were finally started to go in the right direction. I mean, Graham, it took him 3 years to get to that point, and you know, we knew that he was always going to be in demand. We knew that people were going to be courting him, but we just. But I think if he'd gone to Liverpool, if he'd gone to Man United, or if he'd gone to Dortmund, or any other club but Chelsea, then he would have gone with our wishes. But the fact of where he's gone, how he went, who he took with him, he kind of burnt his bridges a little bit there, because we know what a basket case of the club Chelsea is, and they are not well liked. Their fans are horrible, and you know, he's not going to be given the time there. He's going there to build this project, and he's just not going to be given the time to achieve what he needs to do. And like, because they're a selfish, entitled bunch of supporters who they think the world owes them a favour. So, you know, like he said, if he'd gone somewhere else, he would have gone with our blessing, but he didn't. And back when we did play them, and we sat in the home with their tails between their legs, we had to check the dressing room to make sure they hadn't taken the light bulbs and the benches with them. I mean, we're not bitter, but the thing is, De Zerbi's come in, and it's been an upgrade, and all those chances that we've been creating, we're now scoring, and actually the goals are being shared around the team, and it's just. You know, it's just been an absolute revelation, and you know, at this particular moment in time, we're enjoying the wave that we're on. We know it's not going to last forever, but we're enjoying the football. We're enjoying the team, and we've got a World Cup winner. We're delighted.
I was going to say, De Zerbi's coming, obviously. What has he changed the way you play? Because obviously, you know, as you just pointed out, you're now scoring the chances that you were creating chances. You should have been battering teams most weeks, or at least getting more points at home than you were. And you were always losing games by one goal. And you look back and watch Match of the Day, but Brighton had 6 clear chances and didn't take any of them. So what's he actually instilled in this team? And what has he changed? Is there a different philosophy in the way you play and the way you do your teams?
Well, let's go back to the beginning, because basically, De Zerbi came in, and when we appointed him, we were appointing from a position of strength. Normally, when you're recruiting a new manager, it's because something's gone wrong. It's because the team's not doing very well. You're normally struggling, but we're in the highest position that we'd ever been in, and we're just like flying. So it was a good job for an opportunity for somebody. De Zerbi was the only person. Tony Bloom's got his magic book out and came up with De Zerbi. And I mean, he hasn't had to change an awful lot, but what he has done, everything seems to be quicker. Everything seems to be there seems to be a plan. Everyone's reading into it. The players are enjoying it. They're enjoying being challenged every day, and you know, we're just seeing what it is. You know, there are parallels with your title winning side. In fact, that there isn't really any superstars in that team. I mean, they're ones that are better known than others, but you know, we're some of our parts.
So Andy Meadows put that goes show you don't have to have a team of superstars.
No, absolutely. And you know, I mean, Chelsea can spend as much money as they want, but they you know, they have to be the right player for the right position, and you know, you've got to put round pegs in round holes most of the time.
So obviously going into the weekend, you've just tanked Liverpool 3-0. And it's just not too hard at the moment, I suppose. They are a team that are defending very poorly, and most teams should be beaten. Leicester should have beaten them if we hadn't decided to give them 2 own goals in one game, and you have tanked them completely. How do you feel your outlook of going into this away game against Leicester? Because
we're positive. We're on a good run of form away from home as well. We're scoring goals away from home. Put 4 past Everton. We've got 5 past Middlesbrough. You know, obviously 3 past Liverpool, which could have been more depending on which game you watch. Because I mean, you know what it's like to be a fan of a club at our level. We often say we're going to watch 2 games today. I'm going to watch Brighton v Liverpool at the Amex, and then I'm going to watch Brighton v Liverpool on Match of the Day, and it's 2 completely different games. And like, I'm just trying to work out how the hell they made Liverpool look quite as good, because their 2 efforts on goal. We had 18, 9 on target. They had 6 shots on goal, 2 on target. They showed their 2 efforts on target from every perceivable angle, and they didn't show all of ours. So there you go. But yeah, we're not bitter. But we're going in. But we're going into this game. We're on a brilliant run of form. We're confident, and it kind of bookends an era playing against Leicester, because like as we were saying earlier, with that game against you at the Amex, where we were completely. I mean, it's hard to believe that game was actually 2-2 at half time.
Oh, massively. And I said that watching it back and being at the game and everything like that. You know, you stood at half time, went 2-2. We've rode our luck. We've given away a couple of sloppy goals once again, but we're still in it. What we're going to do second half, and then, well, the wheels completely came off, as Leicester fans were saying that game. And I think, you know, we're all very fearful of going into this weekend because of obviously we've got no Maddison, we've got no we haven't got no confident striker at the moment. No one's scoring goals, and it's a bit like, where's this win going to come to reboot our season? Because obviously before the international break, we won 6 out of 7, and we'd pulled ourselves clear of the relegation zone, and everyone's looking up, and you know, the whole Brendan out had disappeared for the time being. But obviously the 4 defeats in a row, and me as well. I'm not going to say I'm not. I'm very much Brendan's time is up now. You know, we can't keep having these blips. I know he's got players out, but there's also the lack of signings. What he's brought in have not achieved anything in the game. You know, Patson Daka hasn't come in and lit the world alight in the Premier League. In his, and you know, we're talking. Brendan was saying you wait to see the best until he's the second season. Well, we're into the back end of the second season now, Brendan, and we're still not seeing the best in Patson Daka. You know, he scored a few goals here and there, but unless the ball's over the top and he's got a free run in behind, he doesn't look like scoring goals. You know, it looks like teams will nullify him if they just sit deep.
Yeah.
Who
that's something that's disappointed us actually, because I mean there is a link between us and Patson anyway. Not a direct link, but I mean with Enoch Wepu, and who's basically Patson's best mate. They grew up together, and they spent most of their career together, and you know. There's a great kinship between those two. So basically, because of like Enoch, we've had a lot here on the Royal. We've had a lot of links to Zambia and a lot of the Zambian fans, and they're absolute wonderful bunch. And so I mean, it was absolutely devastating for us when Enoch had to call time on his career, and he's just had a medical scare now as well over in Zambia, and it's just frightening. So I mean, that's I mean, fortunately he's going to be okay, but I mean, it's just a really joyful thing that didn't actually happen on a football pitch where he was miles away from any sort of care. So you know, we've interviewed Enoch, and you know, he can't talk highly enough about Patson, and you know, I think it will come. It's just a way of sometimes. It has to be at the right club, and maybe Leicester isn't the right club for him, but it's all about how you service it. And like I suppose with Vardy fading a little bit, you need to replace his goals, and it's maybe that millstone's weighing quite heavily on his shoulders.
Before we go into the weekend teams, obviously just January transfer windows round. Everyone's linked with everyone. Obviously, your boy being linked with
really.
What is it? 50 odd million, 60 odd million. We're talking about to Chelsea. Oh, there's so many different transfer goes around. But have you boys got any rumours that you're going to sign anyone before the weekend, or is it very quiet at the moment?
It's very quiet. Basically, if you hear about us signing a player, it's come from the agent. We don't do our business in public. We don't put fees in anybody's head. We don't say this player is going to be this much. I mean, it's just this the citizen journalist filling up Twitter with like, oh, this. Oh, Caicedo's going to Liverpool. He's going to Chelsea. He's going to Man United. He's going to Real Madrid. It's like it's all a load of rubbish, basically. We've got some very good players at the moment who are garnering a lot of headlines. And that's because they're doing well at Brighton. We know we're not the biggest club. We know we're not the most fashionable club, but we're a brilliant club to be at. Our recruitment is second to none at the moment, and players enjoy being here. And we have got succession planning. So if we lose one, we know we've got the likelihood is that player's replacement will already be at the club. I mean, you look at Basuma going last year, who'd been our best player for the last 3 years. We already had Caicedo at the club. We already had McAllister at the club. And, you know, those players, they're gonna get linked with absolutely everybody because they're bloody good players. You know, I mean, Alexis McAllister, for Christ's sake, he's just won the World Cup. I mean, if you told me when I was sat with Dean in the pissing rain, like watching us lose to Rochdale on a Friday night, that we were going to have a World Cup winner in our side in like less than 15 years time, it's like, it's ridiculous. It blows my mind. It's absolutely crazy. And you know, Caicedo's we had 9 players at the World Cup. 9. It's like, what? I remember. Well, I think we spoke a lot earlier on last season or this season about going to watch our teams play against each other in League One, and it's just, and how far we've come. It's just a fairy tale story, and the fact that we very nearly didn't have a club 25 years ago, and where we are now. That's the important story. So we know success isn't going to. We're not going to be the biggest club in the world. We're never going to be the most successful club in the world. But this is my club, and I'm proud of it.
So going into the weekend, what do you think your lineup will be? Because obviously Sonny March is the one that Leicester fans will be looking at the moment because he's on fire. Trossard have been a naughty boy and booted out his squad at the weekend. Will he come back into contention?
We don't know. We don't know what the situation with Leo is. Unfortunately, and this is a story which we see an awful lot of at the moment. It's the story. His agent put out a statement. There was about as much truth in that statement as there was in any sort of work of fiction or The Sun. It was just a load of rubbish. Mostly, it was. We don't know. The ball's in Leo's court. All we're saying is, Leo, don't burn your bridges. If you're 20, he's 28. He wants to move. He wants to have one big contract before he retires. We get that. You don't come to Brighton for the money. That is one thing for sure. But he's got a good opportunity here. You just have to look at our other players. If an opportunity comes for you to bet yourself, we're not going to stand in your way. But the ball's very much in his court, and we'd like him to stay. I just want to know what the hell happened in that Belgium camp, because Tielemans has come back and he's been rubbish since he's come back. You've got De Bruyne has come back and he's been rubbish since he's come back. You've got Trossard throwing his toys out the pram and he's been rubbish since he's come back. Something must have been seriously poisonous in that Belgium camp during the World Cup, because it's just I can't think of one player that's come back and been better than they were before, and that they've all kind of down tools and disappeared a little bit.
No, most definitely. Something went off definitely in that. So what is your prediction for the team for the weekend for Brighton?
I suspect it's a difficult one to call, because whereas we never predicted a Graham Potter team, because you could have Robert Sanchez playing up front. It was like we're going back to Mark McGee's magic bags, like Adam Virgo will play in goal. We think that it'll be mostly the same. We think we've got players coming back from injury. Will Welbeck start ahead of Ferguson, or will Ferguson keep the shirt? I suspect one change that we will see is we'll see Joel Veltman come back in at right back, but it seems that Pascal Gross has got to start. So whether that will be an unchanged team from the weekend or not, I don't know. But I think whatever team we will put out will be drilled. They know their jobs, and we want to go out there and we want to come home with the 3 points and hopefully score a few goals to boot. We know you're under pressure. We know that you're going to be desperate for a win, and that's traditionally the sort of game that we've always lost. So there's hope for you.
Well, and finally, what is your prediction for Saturday? What do you think the scoreline's going to be, mate?
Well, De Zerbi came with a reputation that we're more likely to win a game 8-5 than lose 1-0. So 8-5. I don't know. Probably I'd take a 2-1. But I think the way we're playing at the moment, it could be worse than that.
Mate,
I suspect we won't. I suspect we won't keep a clean sheet. That is my prediction.
Let's hope then for Leicester. Always, mate. Thank you for joining us, mate. Not a great connection, but
pleasure.
Have you on, mate. All right, we'll catch up soon. Thanks, Adi.
And you take care. All right, cheers.
And there's another away fan show. Obviously, thank you for joining, guys. Obviously, if you're at the King Power on Saturday, I think Phil said it enough times. Just back the lads. There's too much riding now going into this game at the weekend to be going into the ground angry before the game. If we lose the game, by all means, you show your frustration to the board. You shout Rodgers out if you want to shout Rodgers out. If you want to take a banner that says Rodgers out, you take a banner that says Rodgers out. If you want to be Rodgers in and you're happy with what he's doing, then by all means, you show that support to Brendan and the team. But for 90 minutes, I think it's more crucial now the fans get behind Brendan and the boys going into these final, 18, 19 games. We haven't got any time to muck around now. We've got to start getting wins, and we've got to get them quickly. And it has to start on Saturday, because after that, we've got some tough games. Bar Walsall in the Cup will still be a tough game. You got Man United, you got Arsenal. These teams that come thick and fast. Tottenham at home. We need to get 3 points on the board ASAP to just get some confidence. Did you say Roger? Dave, behave yourself, man. But yeah, cheers, Keith. I said, back the team for 90 minutes. Before the game, just leave be. But as soon as that team walks on that pitch, everyone, man and dog, woman and child, has got to get behind Brendan and the boys, because we need 3 points. We need them ASAP. Am I happy with what's going on? No, I'm not. Am I happy with Brendan? No, I'm not. But on Saturday, before that ball's kicked and while their lads are out there giving it their all, and that's all we ask for, some passion, desire, commitment to wear that shirt, wear the badge for Leicester City, and show what it means to the fans for doing that. Do that for 90 minutes and no one will question what's going on. But you've got to show you trying to win a game of football. And at the moment, we're not seeing that. As for that, that's all for me. Catch you soon. Obviously, Jamie and that lot will have some preview shows. I think Elijah will be doing the watch line on Sunday. And then, as always, 10 o'clock, join Jamie for the famous aftermath show. Hopefully, we'll be talking about Leicester winning a game of football for a change. And we'll all be sitting here with a bit of a smile on our face. Or we could be sitting here completely opposite on Sunday morning once again, and we'll all be talking about another heavy defeat or another defeat. But hey, let's all go in positive. Keep it all things Leicester Fan TV. But for now, good night.